But landlord tip of the week. So this is something that I take for granted in the sense of, most tenants pay their water when they're supposed to pay it. But whether you're in Schaumburg or you're in Country Club Hills or you're in the city of Chicago, you could put in your lease that the tenant pays water, but that delinquent water bill, if that bill doesn't get paid, will fall back on you as the owner. So it's important that either you are checking that every so often. And how this came to light, and where I was thinking about it the other day, is we took over a property that the tenant was current. And one of the things we do when we add a new property is we call up the village to make sure the water's current, or in the city, we'll move their water account to our portal. But we confirm if there's a balance or not, and we make the owner aware. And this owner had a $3,000 balance, and they were self-managing for about 2 years. And the tenant never moved water into their name. And the tenant used the excuse that, oh, you never got a bill. But that $3,000 bill is out there now. We or the owner have to get that back from that tenant one way or another. So make sure, there's some sort of system. For us, for a lot of our South Suburb properties, we will have the water bill come to our office, and then we'll charge the tenant back on a monthly basis, just so we can keep control of that bill. Make sure that doesn't add up to be like a $900 bill when the tenant moves out that the owner wasn't aware of.
Good stuff. Kind of along those lines too, one of the things that I discovered as we were exploring some of these different areas, some places you can charge back, it's acceptable market-wise to charge back for the water. In some places, no, like it's going to fall on the landlord. So also just understand that in your underwriting, where you can and can't. I guess you can always do it, but compared to market, where is it acceptable from a tenant perspective to have the water be paid by the tenant as compared to the landlord?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely places around Chicago that you can get away with putting on the tenant, and other places you can't because you'll price yourself out of the market rate for leases.